Welcome to this course on Introduction to Human-Computer Interaction. This is Spring 2018 and I'm PK. I'm a faculty at IIIT Delhi. I've been teaching this course for some time at IIIT Delhi, so I'm offering this course on NPTEL this semester. Here is a flyer that I've actually used for telling people about what the course is all about. So on the left, you will see topics that we'll cover: contextual inquiry, task analysis, sketching, human factors, low fidelity and high fidelity, prototyping, visual design, usability engineering, usability evaluation, and information visualization. Broadly, the goal for me to offer this course is to actually look at these three post-conditions, so to say. That is, when you complete the course, you should be able to do these three things well, which is understand what makes interfaces more or less usable, design and build usable interfaces, to be able to use tools to actually design and build the interfaces, scientifically evaluate the usability of a given interface, right? So those are my three goals for this course. As I said, I'm a faculty at IIIT Delhi. Some of my research interests are human-computer interaction, privacy, e-crime, and more often now I spend more time on social computing and topics around it. So what I'm showing you here in the slide is the kind of responses that I've had for the course that I've taught here at IIIT Delhi. Right. So this is a course that I've been teaching it for 6 times now in campus in the last 6 years. And every time when we finish the course, we actually have something called as building better interfaces, where all the students in the course wear the same t-shirt, so to say, and also showcase the projects that they've done. And I get external people to come and evaluate the projects. So in this picture, people who are not in the t-shirt are the external evaluators. And there are also teaching assistants in this picture. So just to give you an background on my experience with NPTEL, I've already taught this course called Privacy and Security in Online Social Media on NPTEL. So I understand how NPTEL works, so it should be easy to get the course rolling pretty well for each one of you who are taking this course. So I'll let you to actually go look at this link, which showcases the building better interfaces that we have been doing in campus here. So it will showcase how, when we finish the course, what kind of things that the students end up doing, what kind of things that they showcase about their project. So let me go through some philosophical things, because I think this will enhance you to understand how the content that I'm delivering for this entire semester. So first, philosophy, right? Work hard, play hard. One of the biggest influencers on me, particularly in terms of the work that I'm doing, Randy Posh. This is Professor Randy Posh, who used to be a faculty at CMU. During his last lecture, he gave this sentence in his talk, said, brick walls are there for a reason. The brick walls are not there to keep us out. The brick walls are there to show how badly we want something. So I strongly believe in this philosophy, and I think as you can see in your life also, that brick walls are always there. I'm a brick wall for you in this course, because you have to actually take the quizzes, take the homeworks, exams that I'm going to set, and you have to actually do well for you to complete the course satisfactorily. And I'm sure many of you who are fans of Harry Potter would know this line: it is our choices, Harry, that show what we truly are, far more than our abilities, right? So this was said by Dumbledore. I believe in this philosophy also very much. That is, you taking this course itself is a choice that you're making. There are, I think, about 200 plus courses in NPTEL this semester, and you can take only 4 at the max because of the constraints in the way by which you can take the exams. But the choices that you take, the choices that you make, are the ones that are going to define who you are, not more than probably our abilities. Okay. So now, why should you take this course, right? The whole idea of human-computer interaction, and the way I pitch this course is, if you're going to take HCI 101, and if you want to get introduction to what human-computer interaction is, this is the course, right? So I'm sure in your life you would have actually faced these questions very often, sometimes more often, sometimes not very often. Why are things so hard to use these days? Why doesn't this thing I just bought work? Why is this website so hard to use? Why are users not liking my design? Why is my app not getting popular? I'm sure many of you have worked on projects. Many of you have built things that people start using it, but then they don't come back. It doesn't become viral. You can probably get 100, 150 users or even 500 users possibly easily. But if it has to go beyond that, make it 10,000, make it 100,000, it's actually pretty hard. It is not just the functionality that matters. Sometimes it is also the usability that will actually help make these systems more popular. I'm sure these frustrations that we have all faced from system not designed well will be kept in mind while this course is taught. Here is a primary question that I will actually focus in this class. How can we design human-centered systems that people find useful and usable? You will see this word useful and usable coming many times as we progress in this course. As I said, this course is an introduction to designing, prototyping, and evaluating. And if you're going to take one course, this is probably the course, which is HCI 101, so to say. I said some of these things before. Why should I teach this course? Enjoy seeing students do many of these things. I've taught this many times. I've taken courses on these topics in my grad school, and I've also have research students and research associates who attack actually some aspects of this topic. So I've just put the post conditions in more elaborate ways, where I showed you there in a flyer. Here I've actually put them in more textual format, which is understand what makes interfaces more or less usable by humans and the science and theories of usability. So we'll actually look at how mental models of users are, how actually users perceive when you talk to them or when you show them something. Have the ability to design usable interfaces using established design paradigms. I'm sure you would all have built or will be building interfaces and solutions, but it's not about just building. It's actually about building using design paradigms, design patterns. We'll actually look at that. Have the ability to build usable interfaces using established design paradigms. The first one is the ability to design. Now it's the ability to build. And then when you built it, the goal is to actually scientifically, very methodically evaluate how the usability is and be able to justify the design that you made is actually pretty good. Now let's look at the course philosophy. There are three components I would like to emphasize. One is objectives, learning, and evaluation. Objectives are the ones that where we look at the different topics that we'll cover in the course. So since this is an HCI 101, I think that it will be mostly a whirlwind tour of all topics of HCI. What's the medium of learning? Lectures, questions, and discussions. Discussions will primarily happen in the mailing list. And sometimes I plan to have some hangout session or ask me anything. And if there is interest and if people are interested in coming to campus, I'll be happy to have some physical meetups also. The modes of evaluation is primarily going to be homeworks and exams. And in terms of homeworks, we will have, in terms of n number of weeks, we will have n-2 as the evaluation in total. So I sincerely request you to participate in the online discussion, because I think that's one of the mediums by which there will be questions asked by the participants. Sometimes the TAs are also going to ask questions and enhance your learning, not just by these 20 hours or n number of hours of lectures. Here are some TAs, teaching assistants, who are going to be part of this course. Their primary job is to make sure that the content that is delivered you understand well. They are going to be the active people on the mailing list. They're going to make sure that you kind of do the activities properly. They'll probably help you if you need anything in particular in doing the task and doing the homeworks. I've been teaching this course for multiple times here, and in the past, companies like Microsoft, Google, IBM have actually come to evaluate the projects in this course, and students have had a lot of fun. And one of the big advantages of having these kind of companies interact with the students is students get feedback about the projects, and the companies also get to see what the students do. Here are some students who have taken this course who are doing HCI for their bread and butter to some extent to start with. Three of them are currently working in organizations, and two of them are studying in the US. And in particular, Raghavanand, who's on the top, Karan, who's at the right bottom, and Apurva, who's on the left top, are three of them who are actually working in some cool HCI projects and doing their living by doing HCI. And Vedant and Rohan are currently finishing their masters in the US, where they are actually doing HCI also. So the idea is that taking this course, which is an introductory class, also enhances you to think that what is the world out there with respect to human-computer interaction, user experience, and anything that is around this concept of design. Here are some testimonials by people who have actually helped me generate the content, course curriculum, and evaluations for this course. Ed, who used to be in Microsoft India, Research India, was helping me actually generate content for this course and also help me create the curriculum. I'll let you to read the content in this slide, but I'll move on with the other testimonials that I wanted to show you. Professor Annonymous Joshi. Professor Annonymous Joshi is a faculty at IIT Bombay, and he also says importance of HCI and importance of this course at IIT Delhi and the content of this course. Some anonymous feedbacks that I've gotten from the past when I've taught. What I'm going to do is I'm going to also put the slides for your consumption, not just only the videos, so you can actually go look at these slides without the recording of the voice also. Here are some of the topics that we'll actually cover as part of this course. First, we'll actually do, as we start after this introduction to the course, we'll actually start looking at something like contextual inquiry, affinity diagram, task analysis, sketching and prototyping, low fidelity prototypes. What I also plan to do as part of this course is also to give you a view about how to use tools like Photoshop, like Proto.io, so that you can actually build, create content, create the designs yourself. Visual design, usability engineering, usability evaluation, information visualization, HCI and mobility, HCI and security. These are like some specialized topics that we'll also look at. User modeling, personalization, and what is colors, how can you use colors well, and some recent trends that are happening in HCI. Right, so that will summarize the entire course that we'll cover. We'll see how much we are able to cover as part of this course, and we'll also see how much we're able to actually consume from the content of this course. So one thing, there's no prescribed textbook or anything. All content, all materials that are needed for this course, I will try to actually provide you as in slides. Any pointers that are needed, anything, I will actually share it well ahead in the class or as part of the slides itself. One of the main things that I wanted to also mention is that this topic is quite wide, and there are many courses that are around the world which actually contribute to creating this content, and I specifically also will use content from generated, which I have actually taken the class also when I was at my grad school. Professor Jason's course is one of the courses that I will actually refer to while doing some of these lectures in this class. So what we're going to do now first activity, which when you're done, I should see a lot of emails coming out of in the mailing list, which is take your laptop or phone, use a default email client, whatever you're using. If you're using a Gmail, if you're using an Outlook, if you're using anything else, please open up and then do from a usability point of view, now look at it, which is what are the goods and bads while using the system. Speak with the person who also uses the same client to get his or her opinion, which is that talk to somebody and then see, for example, if I'm a user, I can look at the phone, I can look at the laptop and then say that, oh, this is something, oh, I want to send an email, oh, it's actually quite hard to figure out where my contacts are, who's in my contact and who's not in my contact. It's also hard to find out whether when I'm sending to a mailing list, who are in the mailing list. Right? Things like that. So not just only the functionalities, please think about also the user interface. And then write your name and roll number if there is any in the NPTEL registration. Please put that when you're actually sending the email to the mailing list. Okay? So I hope you understand. So the goal is look at the client, look at the default email client that you use. Think through as though you are a person who's evaluating that system. Send us some comments about what you think. With that, I'll stop the content for this week. If there are any questions, please feel free to send it to the mailing list. We'll actually be happy to take it.